favor signify. Yeah, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign.
Aye.
You can't vote twice, stop doing that. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Make sure you sign the book.
I already signed the books.
The claims docket is here if you'd like to review it. More than welcome to look it over. Oh, good, everybody's got a copy. Thank you, Nancy.
Andrew, I need one of little things for the bottom line trucks at the city.
Any questions on the claims? We don't necessarily motion or move to approve those because they're paid other than by us, so we don't worry about that. Ready for the director's report?
For the community center, the fitness center has been holding steady here in the summer, which is good. We had 7 new 3-month fitness passes. For last month, we had 9 renewals, which is always a good sign that people are happy and renewing it. And we had 1 daily in the fitness. In our group exercise, we had 2 new group exercise added and 12 daily. And for our combo passes, which are both the fitness and the group exercise, we had an upgrade. We had 2 3-month combo passes and 2 renewed. And then our senior package, which is coming on really strong, we had 4 new 3-month senior passes and 4 renewals. And then that is everything for the center. I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Any questions for Tim?
No.
Thanks.
Andrew?
I'll start out with the shelters that were rented last month's meeting. We've had 26 shelters reserved for an amount of $1,300. The year-to-date total $7,800. There were some completed projects that we've been working on in the park and things. First off, we've done some remulching and trimming of the bushes in front of the community center here. You might see that when you came in. We've worked on the 4 landscape beds we did just before July 4th last year. Revisited those, put some mulch and things on those, cleaning it up. Also the small softball field at Sarah T. Bolton Park, and also the softball field at South Grove Park up on top of the building between the school and the park. We've gone there and tilled those up and regraded those, just made them more playable and things. Also, we've gone around to girls softball and the Little League, and also the main diamond there at Sarah T. Bolton Park, the baseball diamond, and done the aeration on those fields. Also, we have removed some deteriorating parking blocks that were different places in the park there. We had Autos parking marking come in. They've redone the lines for us as well. Some projects that are kind of in process right now. Starting Friday, we were working on some of the screening that was involved in the dog park project. And right now we have about 50 of the 72 plants and trees in that are to go in. We look to finish that project up tomorrow. Also, we're kind of involved right now with doing some dead wooding of the trees in the park. It's kind of an ongoing project that we do whenever we have time. We slip that in there. Also, before you guys, you have a small brochure that Tim printed up, and this is for the dog park, just to kind of get the wheels turning for you guys and see what you want as far as a brochure. Tim put a name on the front. That name's not in stone. You guys can come up with whatever name or whatever process for that. Also, the registration fee and things needs to be decided on, that kind of thing. But just a little brochure to kind of get you guys thinking about what you want to do as far as a brochure for it. And also, I know the guidelines need to be set in place that'll hang in front of the dog park, the rules and such. So that's what you guys can look at. And also, I gave Ed a copy of sand volleyball court proposal that Mayor had me do some research on, and what we're looking to do is redo the volleyball courts. Right now we have 3. We have 2 at Sarah T. Bolton Park and 1 at South Grove. We're looking to redo those, put in new standards, new nets, new sand, that kind of thing. But we're looking to start at South Grove and do that one, and just kind of see how it goes. But at any rate, if you guys want to take a look at that, Ed has that package that's all I have for now. If you guys have any questions for me, I'd be glad to answer.
Any questions for Andrew?
I just wanna say that the fields look fantastic, and the softball field at the Sarah T. Bolton and at South Grove. A lot of people use those, and it's much appreciated. I know my son's baseball team used them when at South Grove, and it's a lot better.
Okay.
I never even knew they used those fields.
Oh, yeah. You have to fight for them. First one there at 5 o'clock hits them.
Well, I think you're doing one heck of a job.
Thank you, appreciate that.
I mean, really. There's more activity in our, here than there has been in 10 years.
Tell us how you really feel.
I
No, don't
can't.
do that.
I gotta keep my clothes on.
Not now that the camera's on.
Oh, I could go on.
Well, as everybody knows, Andrew's been doing a pretty good job for us. and
A great job.
Performing all the duties that the director, plus a lot of other responsibilities, for some time. His title was officially changed to director during the last Board of Works meeting, which allows him to be compensated at a rate that's more, I don't know.
Happy?
Yeah, it goes along with what he does for us at a better pay rate. It's a title change, of course, not a new position. I spoke to Sam before it was done and afterwards, and with it just being a title change, we didn't feel like it was anything that we needed to deal with. You know, I congratulate Andrew on that. He's a heck of a worker and a great guy. Takes very good care of the parks and all the properties around the city. So
Where's the money coming from?
we're working on that.
Oh.
So I just wanted to tell him thanks and congratulations on that.
Yep.
We're,
Congratulations.
We're darn happy to have you working on the parks for us, and we appreciate that. And if you go around and look at all the properties, you can see that there is a lot of work going on. There's been a lot of changes in the past year, a lot of things cleaned up. I especially like the statement on the deadwooding the trees with the July 3rd holiday coming up. We don't want any dead wood to be removed from the trees that night, either by us or by the fireworks. That'd be great. So, any other questions for Andrew from anyone?
No.
Great. Really didn't have anything under unfinished business other than the dog park, and if you guys will all review this, and we'll get together and discuss. We need to go through the guidelines that we have.
If I take him down there and I don't have no treats, he'll get mad.
And we'll,
Pictures of the dog.
we'll do, we'll determine a name and the rules and all the guidelines that are gonna be, required, and a fee structure.
Can we get
And
a
one of
German
the-
Shepherd or something?
One of the key items, that will be involved with the dog park is that your dog, before you're allowed to, get a pass to go into the dog park, your dog will have to be registered in the city. That's a requirement now. This'll make us be able to track that a little bit better, so. Under new business, we actually have three topics. I'm gonna go backwards on the list. The first one is the St. Francis Health Fair. I have a letter just asking, it says, "Thank you for your time to consider our event for the Beech Grove City Park and Recreation. Select Specialty Hospital is located inside St. Francis Hospital in Beech Grove. We're a specialized facility that takes care of patients with multiple complex disorders. Our facility would like to hold a fundraiser / health fair inside Sarah Bolton Park in Beech Grove on August 18th from 1 to 5 p.m. Our title for the fundraiser is Family Fun Health Fair. Participants would pay a small fee, amount to be determined, and receive a bag of educational materials on prevention, diet, and exercise. As a part of the health fair, we will be conducting blood pressure and cholesterol screenings. The family fun section of the fair will include a variety of games for the children, such as ring toss, face painting, and coloring. All monies raised will be donated to the charity, and the charity will be determined at a later date. We're hoping that you would consider our event a benefit to the community, and that we promote health and wellness as well as a fun afternoon for all involved. If you have any questions, then leave their name and phone number. Sam, have you spoke to these folks?
Yes, I did, spoke to her again today. I told her it was coming before the board tonight. So I'm sure they'll be agreeable to any special things you need from her, but nice lady.
What's the shelter status on the 18th? Nancy, do you know?
We marked it out, didn't we?
August the 18th? So it is open for them, or they could get it for them? Okay, what's the board's pleasure?
Make a motion, we take care of these people.
Second. I have a motion and a second that we approve the family fun health fair for the select specialty hospitals. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Sam, will you take care of letting them know?
Yes, I will.
Okay, thank you.
So that's all of them.
Great. The next item under new business is Freedom Fest, June the 30th. That's a full day of activities, culminating in the park. It starts in the morning with the mayor's breakfast. Then there's the grand opening of Emerson Avenue. There's a parade involved at, I think it's 11 o'clock. Down Main Street to 5th. And then at noon, the park will be opened up. We have live entertainment for that time from noon to 2 is open, kind of an open stage. I've got a band and a quartet that's gonna come in and perform. If there's anyone else out there, they can contact me. Everybody knows my phone number apparently. And let me know if you have a band or a group or an individual that's interested in, giving 20 minutes or whatever of a performance, and we'll try to work them in. As long as we don't get overwhelmed, we'll be okay. We'll fill the whole 2 hours with that. And then from 2 to 5, it's Vinny and the Moochers live on stage to go till 5 o'clock. There'll be games and different activities in the park during that time. One of which I believe is going to be a dog costume contest of some sort. The details are still being worked out, so keep your eyes and ears open for the Fun Fest on June 30th. I'd like to see a couple of thousand people down there. That'd be great. The other item under new business is, of course, July 3rd. It'll be a celebration much like all in the past years. There will be some traffic restrictions involved, as there has been in the past. The festivities will start, I guess, around 4 o'clock. I understand the Lions Club is moving their pork chop dinner from 4 till 5, and they're going to go from 5 until 8 instead of 4 till 7, or 5 until they run out of pork chops, as Mike Pence told me. We'll start our activities at the regular time as far as the park is concerned with Matt Roush, and we have another DJ that we're working with right now. Bernie Egan is not going to participate this year. I'm actually meeting with the DJ on Thursday of this week to kind of go over the layout and make sure that he has all the apparatus that we need to give us what we're asking for down there, in conjunction with the Promoters Club. Of course, there'll also be the food stands. Pizza Hut is committed again this year to participate. The non-for-profit trailers will be open again. It'll be, pretty much standard. Fireworks should go off somewhere between 9:30 and 10, probably closer to 10 because of the daylight savings time. So I'd like to see everybody come down to the park and participate. It's a beautiful park to spend the day in. If you want to come early and get a parking place, if you plan on parking in the park, because usually by 6:30, there's no parking left in the park and you're forced to go somewhere else. So we'd like to see it filled up. Like I say, it's going to be another great year. With it being on a Tuesday, it should be a very busy year. Statistically, if it's on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, it's always busier than it is if it's on a Monday or a Friday or the weekend, because people seem not to travel because most of them have to work on Monday, so they're all in town. Well, we welcome everybody to come down to the park and participate in that. So, any questions on that from anybody or anything under the new business? Any other new business we need to take care of?
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
It's for Andrew. These prices that are on the volleyball price list, is that included if we have to move the existing ones to a new place? Or is it just refurbishing the 3 that we already have?
That's basically doing it from scratch. If we kept them in the existing position, we would dig out the ground foot deep put in all new sand, new standards, all that.
So, but it would be the same amount,
Yes.
no matter
If we
which
move
way
it.
we go?
Yep.
And then if we move it to a new place, then we can take that dirt and fill in the old one.
Well, when we dig out the new one, we're just putting sand in, we're actually gonna take the dirt probably out to
Well-
Public Works or something like that.
Well, we could take, or are we gonna cover the old ones?
The old ones are pretty much grown in with
Okay.
grass and
Yeah,
things
I s-
already, so
yeah,
we'd
that's
probably
fine.
just pull the old standard out and just let the grass continue to grow in.
Try to pull
Okay.
out the rest of the sand, what little bit.
It's a cat box then.
Yeah.
Seed it, so, okay. I do have one other, letter that was sent to us. It's not a nice letter. It's the kind that we really don't wanna get.
Oh, they're for me.
But they're actually, it's for all of us. It's from Nancy, or I'm sorry, it's,
I talked to
yeah.
him today.
Okay.
I spoke with him.
Okay, great. It's from an individual that rented the tulip shelter on Saturday, June the 9th. She called to report how awful the portalets were. She also said that many of the men and boys from the other two shelters were behind the restroom instead of going in the portalets, which is an issue all in itself. She's a longtime shelter renter for many years, with the exception of 1 year. And she rents it because it's a nice park and a nice facility. She was told about the vandalism, and of course she was appalled to hear that, which we all are, and pretty upset about that. She asked if she could contact someone. Nancy spoke to her today. And we're all being made aware of her family's complaint because of the, and concerns that they have.
Well, the unfortunate thing is unless there's a policeman sitting there the whole time,
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
They're asking when the restrooms are gonna be reopened, and, as far as I understood, and Sam, you can help me with this, maybe I misunderstood. The portalets are there for general use. The way that I understood it was, when the shelters were rented, that restroom would be unlocked.
That's what I'd like to do. The problem is we're on our, as you know, the Girl Scouts painted those restrooms.
Twice, right?
And,
Yeah.
right, and they got through painting them, and a week later, they were torn
Tore
up
out.
again, graffiti over them. So they painted them again. So I met down there a third time. I don't think they ever, I think they decided that after 2 times, maybe they've done their community service, I don't know.
I agree.
So what we've done is we've taken Kills, we've done 2 coats of Kills on those restrooms. And supposedly, MAB has a special paint that we could buy that should help us out quite a bit in this. But it takes time to paint them again, and we put 2 coats of Kills on there, and you can still see through some of it that's done. So, that was just a thought. I've got those portalets down there for right now. I really didn't feel like I could send kids in those restrooms with some of the things that were written on the walls, so it was a no-win situation, to be real honest about it. But I was thinking that we get those restrooms all cleaned again and painted again. Maybe our best thing is whenever those shelters are rented, we open up all the restrooms because there's a lot of people, but we're just at an interim point where we've got to redo them all again, is what we have.
Isn't there an employee down at the park all the time now, summer hours? I mean, I know Lindsay's down there and
We're
Brandon.
close.
Yeah, they're down there on Saturdays and Sundays.
But they're driving to all of them.
They're going back and forth, correct?
Yeah.
Is it possible that they could, when they're there, unlock them, and then if they gotta go to South Grove, lock them up, and try, I don't know. Cause at the track, we have to use the portalets, and I'd rather go 2 miles down the street than go to the
Yeah.
portalet, and I'm sure everybody feels that way. But I just don't know what we can do to rectify the restroom, that there's nothing worse than a portalet.
Well, and there's, as I said, it's a no-win situation,
Exactly.
and I'm just trying to get temporary, something temporary until we can get all those repainted and done again, and who's to say that after we get done, the same situation isn't gonna happen again? If anybody's got any suggestions, let me know,
Cameras.
because I think,
Cameras.
yeah, we're.
And prosecute them.
You can't put cameras inside of the
No, but on
facility,
the
but you can
outside.
put them on the outside, and
Prosecute.
we've
We've
actually
talked-
Danny
had
can
that
help.
discussion.
Come over there and watch them.
We've had that discussion.
Things to do, Tim, thanks anyway, though.
What I encourage is anyone that's in the park that sees suspicious, and I've said this before, if you see suspicious activity, or, you know, if you see people who are just repeatedly going in and out of the bathrooms in groups, or, you know, if they're carrying bags in, or stuff like that.
Or
just
spray
please-
cans.
Please call, yeah,
Is that
please,
what's-
please call the
Spray
dispatch.
cans, what they're using?
Please call dispatch, and they will send someone down to the park to investigate, or at least, you know, come down and make sure things are going the way that they should be going. It's a pretty sad situation. We have beautiful facilities, and they're really for everyone.
There's
and
just a few people
There's
that
a
do that.
select few that are ruining it for the rest of us. You know, it's public property, it belongs to all of us, and we would hope that everyone would have enough intelligence, or whatever you wanna call it, decency, pride, to respect other people's property and treat it the way that they would their own, so.
Sam, didn't the police have somebody sitting over there for a while?
They still do.
Yeah, they've sent a person down there quite a bit, and I think,
Well, when I was down there, I saw them sitting in a place where they're not gonna see anything. They're sitting in the back, the entrance off of 17th Street as you come down.
There's also unmarked cars down there.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, I know the police are doing the best they can, but
well, there was 2 cars, like, when I went down there the other night, I know there was 2 cars in the main parking lot. And, there are some kids that don't come back anymore, I think because they've given some tickets down there too.
good.
You know, it's just tough. You'd think there'd be an easy answer. You can't ask the police to be down there every minute.
Right.
And the workers, they have to work, and so they can go in and check them all the time. And Michelle goes in there 8 o'clock every morning and sprays out the portalets and things like that till we can.
She does a great job.
You know, and it's not just, it's not just people from Beech Grove. And I'm not saying kids, because I don't think it's kids. I think we're dealing with young adults. And they're not necessarily from the Beech Grove area. I think they're coming from outside the area. Because we have such nice facilities, a lot of people travel from pretty far around to come and use our parks. Just go look at the basketball court sometime. And those things are really, really heavily used, which is something we'll have to address as far as getting those fixed up, so. That's the only thing I have. I just hate for us to get letters like that from people that rent the properties from us, and they have to deal with
Did she want her money back?
silliness, no, sir. Silliness.
And I don't mind giving them, I mean, we're, like I said, we're in an interim period. I just gotta get the restroom painted.
It's gonna be done though before the 3rd.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be good.
Is it something that we can volunteer some of our time to go down there and sit? I mean,
More than
we
welcome.
got Jonathan can sit down there for an hour. And Lindsay's working, I mean, it's just. it's a
Oh,
shame.
yeah.
It's just a shame, and I know that, you know, the kids have gotta work, but I don't know, I haven't talked to Lindsay when she's working, or Brandon, is that part of their duties, going inside, putting their heads in there? Okay.
Yes.
But we haven't had any, well, they've been locked up, so.
Right.
yeah.
Well, it's that, this is not immune to Beech Grove. I mean, you know.
Oh, I know, it's
just-
everywhere.
As you know, as a police,
As a
it's a
police
society,
officer, yeah.
so,
It's just frustrating that.
Any other new business?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't wanna end this on a positive note, but
Sure, Rick.
we have a local 12 and under AU team that a couple girls from Beech Grove are on, Errol Skirvin and Shelby Foltz. And they went down to Louisville this weekend and dispatched every other state in the union and won that 12 and under championship, so.
Awesome.
good job.
Congratulations. Good job, girls.
Yep.
That's awesome. Everybody have a chance to look over that plan. Andrew will get us more information on those, and we'll be.
Is this starting now, or is it we're gonna wait for a few months, or?
It's something we would like to start. We wanted to run it by you folks first and get your ideas on it before we proceed in.
That's the question has to be answered.
I'll give you $2,000 to start.
A very quick statement on the dog park. It looks like the fence should be started in the next 3 weeks. We're thinking probably 3 weeks.
Yes, I believe Tom, I don't know the exact date, but he has scheduled the fence company to come in. They are actually backlogged with work and things, but somewhere around 3 weeks, they'll be
Great.
putting out
Good.
to
Awesome.
start putting
Excellent.
the fencing and things in.
We're looking forward to that. It's an enhancement that we need. And we're really looking forward to having it. So, any other new business? No? Any comments? I'll make
I'll make a motion, we adjourn the moose.
Have a motion to adjourn. Is there a
Second.
second? All All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.